Hey everybody, John DeYoung here, and yes, you can have abs over 50. I'm 58, it's doable. Yeah, you may have to modify certain exercises with a little more neck and head support. You may have to use a foam roller on your hip flexors and lower back between each set, as I do. Nothing wrong with that, but yes, you can have abs over 50. Despite the obvious that having a six-pack has a lot to do with your diet and nutrition, there are some other important things that you should know. First of all, don't go crazy on the reps. In this case, more is not better. Abdominal muscles are predominantly made up of fast twitch muscle fibers, kind of similar to calves. So the calves and the abs, they like heavier weights, less reps, more resistance, okay? So not a ton of reps with very little weight, sitting there doing 1,000 sit-ups or bicycle abs. Not a good idea. You're not going to get a six-pack that way. We need you to use dumbbells, weights, doing crunches, using a resistance band you could hold on, things like that. You can also do bodyweight driven exercises like hanging from those arm straps where you're raising your legs up to the ceiling, a slant board where you're going to do a reverse crunch bringing your torso up, or a slant board where you're laying downhill and you're bringing your head up, maybe holding a weighted medicine ball. Okay, so again, more resistance on the abs, less reps, okay? Actually, hanging abs are one of my favorite exercises and the most effective with the straps. So I'm gonna put a link in the description. You can find them on Amazon, really cheap, but really an important exercise to add to your abdominal training. Okay, next, treat your abs like any other body part. You wouldn't train your chest every day. So don't do abs every day. Let the muscle relax. Don't train a muscle that's sore, so you wouldn't do your abs if they're sore, okay? So again, treat it like any other body part. Put some time in between workouts. If you're sore, skip that day. You could do side planks and obliques and then do your lower and upper abs a different day and put days in between that and then days in between each workout. So spread it out. Again, more is not always better. Go heavy, spread out the workout. And don't go nuts. You're not going to get abs overnight, so it's going to take a long time, okay? And you need to practice that inner abdominal pressure. So before you do abs, you don't want to really push your stomach out. That's going to stretch your abdominal wall. So you want to have that inner abdominal pressure that you should be able to draw your abs in even before you start rounding your back when you're doing an abdominal exercise, okay? Draw the abs in. That little tightness, it's like bringing your belly button to your spine. And then as you come up, then you start to round your lower back and exhale, okay? I'll show that during some of the exercises, okay? So inner abdominal pressure, really start working on that, okay? So let's get going. I'm gonna show you the best exercises for getting a six-pack, and you're gonna really enjoy them, you're gonna feel them, and let's get into it. So one of my favorite ab exercises is done on a ball abs, but with added resistance. Now, you can use a medicine ball, you can hold a dumbbell. I like using the straps because as you come up, the resistance on the strap gets more, so it adds more resistance to your abdominal muscles. You can anchor it on a leg of a table, anything, a door jamb, using the Pilates machine, don't scratch it. You know what happens if you scratch the Pilates machine. Divorce. All right, let's get down, let's support that lower back. Not a big grip, you're not yanking with your upper body. Inner abdominal pressure. Pull that belly button in. Exhale up. Easy on the way down. Don't forget your abs. You want to work the negative with a down motion as well. Okay, just to show you here, belly button in. Distance between your sternum and your belly button smaller by pulling the belly button into your spine. Open up. Exhale on the way up. Inhale back. Exhale. You're going to find a spot that's like comfortable on the ball, okay? It's like an old beanbag chair. You shouldn't be struggling in this position. So this is my start, my finish. It's not a huge motion. If you see the ball moving, the big ball, that means you're doing it wrong. Don't let the big ball move. You're crunching on the ball no matter what you're doing, okay? And you can hold the dumbbell here. You can grab one of those dumbbells, a medicine ball, reach through. See, this thing's not moving. Don't bounce like I'm doing. Up. Hold, and down, and then hit them right through here, okay? Keep it small. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so kind of similar to the ball ab. Now the Bosu is great because you don't have to worry about focusing on not moving the ball. Now you can really focus on the sweet spot in your lower back. You have about 4 or 5 inches to the floor when you come up. That's kind of a good gauge at the bottom of the Bosu. Belly button in. Exhale up. Again, inner abdominal pressure. Exhale, round up, contract. Come slowly on the way down. You can support your head. And make it a little more difficult, raise up. Coming in. Really get a good round crunch. Up and over, okay? Switch legs. You could even start coming up at a slight angle. Belly button in, reach and hold. You can add a little resistance with an 18-pound dumbbell. That just happens to be what there, but any medicine ball, any dumbbell that works for you. Those are tough. Bosu is great. Again, in the link, there'll be a link in the description. You should get one of these. Really amazing. You can do push-ups on this. You do a lot of stability stuff upside down. Standing on it, you can see that. But for today, even just for abs, this is really worth it because you can, again, overload yourself without worrying so much about staying on a ball and the ball moving. At least this one you can't. It makes it harder to cheat. It looks like it's more advanced, but it's not. But it will help you do heavier weights, okay, and really hit those abs. Okay, and then you could also use a resistance strap and put it to a table leg behind you, just as we did on the ball. So can't beat the Bosu, okay? If you're gonna have abs, you gotta get serious about a Bosu. All right, let's move on. All right, guys, I figured I'd already be into an exercise when you come to this one. This is a long lever plank. As you can see, my elbows are not usual elbow position in a plank. It's a long lever plank, really reaching out. It really hits those abs a lot harder than your regular plank. You want to make it more difficult, you can do a little hand on the side, holding for a few, and then back. You're really not going to be able to do this for too long. It's probably half the amount of time that you do on your regular plank. Oh. So regular plank, tummy tight, butt tucked in a little further, okay, parallel to the floor, but again with not overarching. Drop the butt, tuck your butt a little forward, gauge your abs. Long lever plank. Whew, brutal. All right, so long lever plank, regular plank. Okay, let's move on. Okay, guys, I want to show you another plank. It's a long plank. You're up on your hands, full extension of your arms. We're going to incorporate a little obliques, okay, as well as your abs. And we're going to do it with a sliding a dumbbell in a long plank position form. So we're going to come right about here. Feet are about hip width, okay? Not too narrow. You can open that up almost like like you were in the planks, okay? So the only thing is now we're going to try to stabilize really hard. Take that up and over. Reset, restabilize, tummy tight. We're going to try not to rock at all, okay? Abs tight, really focus on keeping your hips square and shoulders square. Okay, getting abs, but you're also getting little obliques, a lot of core stability, a little lower back as well. All right, again, you can go for a minute. That would be pretty challenging, okay? And the dumbbell, I'm using about a 15-pounder. Some people slide it on the floor. I like to pick it up and move it. It really makes me, it's like you're thinking about really balancing on that opposite foot. Okay, and bring it across. All right, long plank with dumbbell slide. Those are great also. Okay, let's move on. Okay, another plank is a side plank. You get a lot of obliques on that and lateral stabilizer of your lower back called the quadratus lumborum. So not only are you training abs, obliques, but you're also training lateral stabilizers for your back. So I never go without doing side planks at least once a week. You can stack your legs, you can come up, keep your elbow under your shoulder, you can adjust your elbow further out or further in according to if you have any pain, impingements. You can bring your arm up and hold. Again, you could do probably duration a minute, 30 seconds to a minute. You can do like 15-second holds and come back into it. Sometimes if that's a little too much, you can do a modified side plank, coming up and planking. You're still gonna hit that muscle right here, okay? Those obliques, okay? And a little abs as well, but obliques and your quadratus lumborum, lateral stabilizer of your back, okay? So one more time, coming up, either arm at your side. This a little more advanced, abductions a little more advanced. Bring it all the way down, holding or modified. Pushing off more of the shin and coming up, and you can also raise that leg as well. All right, side planks, super important, don't forget them, okay? Okay, and lastly here are hanging leg raises using the straps I mentioned before. You can see the amount of abdominal exercises that are recruited in here, doing either 2 leg raises or a single leg raise, coming all the way down, really rounding your tailbone up. Try to let go of your hip flexors. Super challenging, super effective exercise. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. That's a lot of exercises. I would say pick 2 abdominal exercises and do about 5 to 6 sets each, because remember, you're doing heavier weight, lower reps. So that means you got to add more sets as well. So pick 2 abdominal exercises, 5 to 6 sets. That's enough. Take a day or 2 off. Go back to maybe the obliques, side exercises, and also maybe some plank exercises. So again, break them up and hit them hard. Put some weights on there, okay? Don't do 1,000 reps, okay? All right, again, these straps will be on there, a link. I'll also put a link for the Bosu. I'm sure you all have a ball. You don't need that link. So Bosu and the straps, super important for getting really chiseled abs, okay? All right, guys, thanks a lot. Please subscribe and hit like, and I'll see you soon.